Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Habida. Habida is a musician based out of East Africa, Kenya, but Habida has lived in different parts of the world. And I just want to welcome Habida to Mawalking Radio. Habida, how are you?
Hey, Oscar, I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Let me know. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, perfectly.
Fantastic. Hey, Habida, just let us know, man, because you have been out of the scenes for a while, but on December 23rd, I got a message that you released your new EP, I Am. Could you tell us could you tell us what that creative process was like and where you've been and all that good stuff?
Well, first, I'm going to correct you and put you
Okay.
on blast
Okay.
on your research stuff. I haven't been quiet. All it was is I was signed to Gallo Records in South Africa.
Okay.
So, literally, I was putting out music over there, and it just seems like for some reason everything I put out there didn't cross over. So, I was working on my name, I guess, back in South Africa.
What was the music scene like in South Africa?
It was awesome. It was awesome. South Africans love music. They don't really care where it comes from. I sing partly in Swahili, and it was the older stuff that I've done was very, Kenyan sounding. So I basically would play all my shows with jazz renditions and things like that, which is my passion, which was great. And when you ask about the process, that's where I actually learned just being me was a lot easier and more fulfilling, and people will receive you better rather than making music for a particular audience because you think they won't receive you as you are. So that was the process in turning me into this I Am EP now, because this is more my sound, with a hint of Afro, I guess.
You've touched on a few things that are very interesting. Where you say that you took some time to actually find yourself and find your sound. Now,
Yeah.
that process of finding yourself and finding your sound is a process that very many artists that I've spoken to, it takes a while. How long did this take you?
It took a long time. I mean, I guess I knew what I was doing was not what I wanted. And to be honest, me moving from the US back to Kenya, I had to, I'll just be honest, I had to dumb down my sound. And that was the advice I got, that, Kenyans wouldn't receive the heavy topics in the music and the very like highly produced, like well played music. So I was like, okay, let's just see what we could do. And then going to South Africa kind of woke me up. So I guess the process took me maybe this is sad. I knew who I was. I knew who I was, which is so sad, but I just didn't stick by my guns, I just didn't stick by my guns and say, this is who I am. I'm not going to change for anybody, which is something I don't know if I should have done because I've learned a lot. And I've also grown another skill, I guess, which is how to write music for Africa. And so I guess the journey maybe took 10 years to where I am now.
Well, it's clearly an amazing 10 years because your new EP is happening. And
Yay!
I really enjoyed listening to it. I've already thrown some tracks down. And just let you know, the Mawalking Radio audience is a global audience. It's an international audience. So we have listeners.
Okay.
If I tell you we have listeners even sometimes logging in from Iraq and Afghanistan, you'll be shocked. But yes,
Nice.
we do have our global listeners, especially mainly in Germany, Australia, some parts of the UK. Canada is very big. Of course, here in the US, since we're pushing our time zones, most of our listeners are here. We don't have too many listeners actually logging in from many parts of Africa. I think probably internet is still an issue, or maybe it still costs more. However, We do have a big listenership also from South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kampala, Uganda is very big. We can tell from the
Wow.
IP addresses, and also Ethiopia. So when I realized that when we tell artists that we are pushing your music globally, we really are. We're bypassing the regular FM stations that are just
Yeah.
limited to a certain area, and for us, there are just no boundaries. We've got no borders. So
Oh, I love the sound of that.
so yeah. So and I'm sure our listeners are going to be very excited. Tell me this thing here
Okay.
as I jump into your EP. I know your EP has got 3 main songs: "Searching," "I Need That Love," and "I Am." Out of those songs,
Yes.
I know it's very hard to ask a musician, which is your favorite song there?
Um, I Need That Love is my favorite.
And tell us why you feel like it's your favorite.
Okay, I'm a very how would I say? I like feelings. Like that song, like that I want to sex you up.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know how it makes you feel? That's the kind of person I am with music. Like, so I Need That Love has that feeling for me. I can listen to that over and over again, and like it sets the mood for a lot of stuff. I Am is another favorite of mine, because literally I Am is taking charge of the rest of, I guess, my what would I say, my brand. Because as I said to you, finding out who you are and then living that truth is big for me at the moment. So I have a reality show that's called I Am, and the EP is called I Am, and literally it's a way of life for me now. So I Am literally talks about the way I'm living, and I want to promote this kind of living, so through the music. So those two for me, yeah.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll take a short I was gonna say we'll take a short break, but what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go into your song. We're gonna play your song "I Need That Love," and when we get back, you will tell us a little bit more about your career and your future.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I need that love. I need that love. I need that love. I'm having one of those days, yeah, when I wanna put life behind me. Ooh, I wanna go places only you can take me. Take my body, heart, mind, and soul. Your loving got me wild, yeah, got me feeling like a child. Wanna play with you for life, yeah. It's your love I want tonight, baby. Close to mine, feeling your energy, press rewind. Take me back to the first time when we first met. You didn't rush, something about your touch, can't get enough. I need that love, please don't rush. I need that love, please don't rush. I need that love, please don't rush.
Habida, okay, we're back from playing "I Need That Love," and I kind of see what you were talking about, that song and its feelings, right?
Yeah.
All right, now just tell us, what are your plans? What are your current plans? What are your future plans as an artist?
Well, I'll just be honest. I came back to Kenya because every time I tried to push myself as a Kenyan artist, they either asked, how big are you back home in your country? And two, what's the music scene like in Kenya? Unfortunately, for most Kenyan artists, we don't kind of cross borders much. Um, it's you won't go to like Nigeria and find Kenyan music playing on the radio. And it's kind of like, I'm not sure why, but it's like we stay within our borders, and I don't know, I just have a passion to change that. And I realized the only way to cross borders is together, just the way the Nigerians have done it, or the South Africans, they cross borders together. Not one person can do it. So that's pretty much one reason I came home. And the second one is to grow my fan base again back home, because I've been away for so long. I was beginning to lose my base, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's my plan, is to grow that and fulfill this passion for some reason of my country, my home country.
Fantastic. Habida, just to let you know, our job here at Mawalking Radio is to actually be the ambassadors that have not been there for a while. There's been a gap. So if you know of any artists, any people that you think need to be pushed up or need to be pushed out, if you want us to work collaboratively, just, hey, just send a message. Our job is to be your ambassadors, right? You guys are producing good stuff.
Wow.
I've been working with a few Kenyan artists like Boneless. Boneless, again, he produces that Kamba house thing, and we've been putting it out there. We've also worked with Expect, who's actually based here in New York. But basically, we're working with artists in Uganda and Tanzania in terms of just getting the message out there, getting the songs out there. Yeah, I think I think this EP is off to a great start. This interview is also going to push mileage about people understanding. Remember, our listeners are trying to understand, what are those guys about? Yeah. What are those artists about? They hear the Afro house, the Afro soul, they hear the Afro beat, but they're trying to figure out, what are these people about? And it's okay. It doesn't matter how small some artists are or how big artists are. If it's great music, we'll push it. And if it's not so great, hey, we shall just mention, hey guys, pick it up. Last album was great, and it's,
which is good.
I think it is. And then at the same time, there's also one thing that I've also learned, that even as a DJ or as a producer or whatever the case is, sometimes a song may not be great for me, but it may be good for the listeners. So let me play it for the listeners, okay? Who am I to be the gatekeeper? Sometimes I say our job as a DJ is play the song, see how people react to it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm bypassing that idea of crashing people's talents, right? That's not our job. Our job is to push those talents out. Let's get that music out there, and if people like it, hey, you shall start seeing the sales. So before before I wrap up,
we need some of them sales.
You need those sales, and that's why I'm saying, before I wrap up this interview, I want to give you a chance to let people know how they can reach you, how they can get to your music, and how they can purchase it.
Right. So to reach me, I'm very personal on my social media. So Instagram is The Real Habida, and on Facebook is The Real Habida as well. I'm trying to keep it constant. And Twitter is The Real Habida as well. I do have a website which will direct you on how to get the music, which is on iTunes, Google Play, it's on Deezer, it's on Spotify, it's on Tidal. I've put it every single place. And my website is habidasworld.com.
Habida, thank you very much. Asante sana for your time. Wish the family well for me.
I will. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, you're welcome, Habida. Take it easy.